coming up very soon here at Richmond. Piece of debris spotted on the backstretch brings out the caution for the 5th time in tonight's race, brings all the leaders to pit road for the 2nd time. Stops to come with 83 laps to go. Kyle Busch now leading Kevin Harvick, who's up to 2nd, having passed Ryan Blaney just a few minutes ago. Doc?
Chase Elliott says the car is better, is turning the center better, but snappy, loose off. Going to take air out of the right front, going to whittle around in the left rear, 4 tires, and Sunoco fuel. Vince?
Beginning of the run, Kevin Harvick was way too loose, but the last 20 laps he was really good, so they're going to pump up the air pressure a little bit and go down around on the left rear wedge. Dave?
Ryan Blaney said his car was going away, loose, tight, loose, the 3 parts of the corner, chassis adjustment, and air pressure. For Kyle Busch, it started tighter and then was loose in and off by the end of the run. They made adjustments for Kyle's car as well.
Joe Gibbs Racing Team getting Elliott Sadler a bump on the pit stops. Nice job. Pac-12, number 14 USC and number 13 Stanford. 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC. Game decided by a late field goal last year in SC's favor. See how tomorrow turns out. So change of track position on the pit stops. Kyle Busch still the leader, but now Elliott Sadler 2nd with Kevin Harvick back to 3rd.
Thought I'd be rim riding at Richmond. He said, coming off 4, that's the craziest line I've ever seen, but seems to work.
Forget rim riding. How about looking 3 wide low?
Pretty wide down the backstretch.
Armstrong eases out of the middle of that one. That was the same group that was 3 wide on the backstretch a second ago. Ryan Blaney had trouble off of turn 2 there. Elliott Sadler up to his inside. Chase Elliott behind him. Matt Kenseth in the mix also.
Elliott Sadler's crew doing a great job to get him track position on that pit stop. Trying to fight to keep it.
Up 3 positions on the pit stop. Jamie reminding us that the crew pitting this 11 car tonight is Denny Hamlin's pit crew that we saw do such tremendous work at Atlanta last Sunday night on Hamlin's car.
And they picked up right where they left off in Atlanta. That was 11.3 pit stop for 4 tires for Elliott Sadler.
Yeah, we saw that all night for 500 miles. We saw that at Atlanta last week. That was just outstanding work by that crew. Those guys on top of their game.
Yeah, they gained 5 spots tonight for Elliott Sadler.
3rd place, you're looking ahead from Elliott Sadler's car at Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney. I know.
Elliott Sadler's car there falling back. He's not quite as good on the fresh tires as some others. Car really hangs on well, and after we talked about that 25 lap mark, it's about 30 laps into a run with the 11 car. It's really, really solid. Looks like they made an adjustment on this 9 car. Chase Elliott getting a little more drive off that he was looking for.
That fresh set of tires will help a lot, too.
Yeah, and I think he was a little bit loose in, so he's able to drive it in there, feel a little more comfortable in that situation, where before, with the Aries tonight, when he got beside the 22 or others, he was having to be a little more careful, so they tightened him up on the entry as long as that doesn't hurt him later on in a run.
The one thing Chase Elliott has been committed to that bottom lane all night long. It works pretty good for him. He's actually one of the ones that can hold on pretty long on the bottom without moving up to that top lane. But it does work on that right rear tire. I know.
It's not just me. You got to think twice about that, don't you? Ty Dillon running in 9th place now in the 3 car. Watch his restart here.
Yeah, things got a little bit tight over here in turn 2.
Well, he didn't have an inch on either side, front or back, did he?
Outside. Now just inside. You're inside. You're middle. Still middle.
racing Kyle Larson for 9th place.
We're talking about the 42 car, and we got a report that the adjustment that they made the last time, they had gone the wrong way on that car. We can kind of see that, but...
And which one of you was it when Vince was telling us that from pit road that had the line? I'll bet Kyle knew that first.
Yeah, that's Andy said that.
Vince, they get it fixed the right way?
No, Kyle is sure appreciative of the fact that they did work on it. Took a big swing at it on that last pit stop. They went wedge, track bar, air pressure, a little bit of everything. As Kyle said, this thing is a mess. And Scott Zipadelli, the crew chief, admittedly came on the radio and said, we went the wrong way on those previous adjustments. And you guys were right. Kyle did know it first.
Yep. Well, now he'll know whether they got it fixed first or not.
Yeah, and right after you get over the madness and the shock that they did something like that, then you can kind of settle down and say, well, at least I know that there was a reason that it rode that bad.
Thank you.
So you heard the radio from Kevin Harvick earlier talking about rim riding at Richmond. Of course, the new tire combination that Goodyear brought here has been a subject of a lot of discussion and speculation among drivers. And 6-time Richmond winner Rusty Wallace has been watching some of this. What are you seeing, R-Dub?
I tell you, I love this racetrack, Alan. You know that. And the thing I love so much about it is that you can race all over the place. I just think it's a fantastic design here at the Richmond track. The guys start on the bottom. You guys are talking about Chase Elliott working the bottom and not really moving up. But you see Kevin Harvick is this kind of teacher, I call him, up there at the very top of that racetrack. And there's a couple things that can happen here. You can go up top if you're loose and wear the tires out, or you can be on the bottom and spin the tires off at turn 2 and wear them out. I've always found if I want my car to get a little bit better grip, I get to the top of that racetrack way up, make the racetrack bigger, get better forward bite. It's always worked for me. But what you can see, you can run the top, the middle, and the bottom. Right now you see Kevin on the bottom, but earlier we saw him on the top. A lot of options here. Again, guys, one of the best designs, Alan.
And really, Rusty, what you're looking for is how to maximize whatever your car is doing at that moment to make it work for you. And that's what those options on a racetrack give you, right?
Yeah, you got to go for it. You just can't be set on one line on a racetrack. You got to kind of move all over the track. And that's one of the things we were so proud of young Kyle Larson doing earlier in the year. He was like a mop, I called him. He would be all over the track. This is a track that lets you do that. One of my favorite designs.
Any place you win 6 times, that's going to make it a favorite of you, of course. Well, right now, Kyle Busch likes it better than anybody because he has led every single lap in this race so far. But then we've seen the late twist of plot and change of picture be a storyline in a lot of these races lately, too. Still got 63 to go.
NASCAR Nationwide Series at Richmond is brought to you by Papa John's. $10 2-topping pizza and $5 cookie.
A sweltering 92-degree afternoon has yielded to a beautiful 79-degree evening here in the capital of the Commonwealth. And at Richmond International Raceway, Kyle Busch is making them all work hard to try and run him down. He's led every lap so far. This one with 56 to go. Now leading every lap in the opening 9/10 of the race doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. The late restart in this race a year ago after Brian Scott had led everything and spun the tires on the restart, and Brad Keselowski got through him and went on to take the checkered flag. Kevin Harvick has worked his way up to second after starting in 15th place. It's been a night where Harvick's car seems to be incrementally better than everybody else on the longer run, something he and those he's racing have noticed.
I just want to stay close for 20 laps, and then things, I'm sure, start to even out at that point.
That's exactly where it does, Kevin. Your guys are even about lap 20 to 30, and then he just progressively get faster and faster than him as longer the run goes.
So that's Kevin's team's thinking on where they stand, not unnoticed or unheard by Kyle Busch's team.
Well, that's good information to give to Kyle because that's been the trend. So they say, okay, let's try to save a little bit during this run for when Kevin does make that charge and not try to extend this lead too much and wear your stuff out.
Kyle didn't seem too concerned about it.
Don't
That
think
much
he
to
is.
say.
The car he's had tonight. There's the gap, first to second. 3 seconds now already since the restart that came with 79 to go, and we're at 52 to go now. Drive it like you mean it, brought to you by Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Mentioned Kevin Harvick moving up nicely tonight. Gain of 13 positions. Will Kimmel having a nice drive behind the wheel of the TriStar 44 in this one, picking up 16th spots. So here's Kevin from running along the bottom that he was before. Now that we're 29 laps into this green flag stretch, moving up a lane. The question is, can he start eating into that lead of Kyle Busch any? Remember the radio we just heard, between 20 and 30 laps it evens out. Now we hit the 30-lap mark of this green flag run, and the gap is 3.2 seconds. Let's see if it begins to shrink any, or if Kyle has and team have adjusted any and keep legging it out like they have been in this past 30 laps.
Yeah, Kevin's not able to make this work exactly yet. I don't know if it's still too early on the tires or not, but he continues to lose a little bit of time to Kyle Busch. That's every time that he tries to go up top. But it takes a little bit of time. You've got to do it a few laps to get yourself in rhythm and see exactly how the car feels that time before you can really pick that time back up.
Also, you see Chase Elliott's now moving up closer to Harden. He's working the bottom of the racetrack. I think maybe their adjustment on the last pit stop is maybe making his car a little better.
He's kind of done this too as Harvick's moved up. Harvick's lap times have just slowed down. Now, whether that's going to benefit him in the long run here over these last 48 laps, we'll have to see. He's got to play a little defense now and go back to the bottom because he was losing time to the 9 car, and you don't want to lose that second spot.
There's a lot of brake heat, though, on Chase Elliott's car.
I have to admit, this wasn't the kind of race I thought we would see tonight here, with as many guys talking about slipping and sliding as they might be. I thought we might see a little more bumping and banging and a little more close competition up front. But there's a few of them that sorted out the change in rubber and configuration and so on a little better than others, and they've really kind of strung it out.
I think when you have a change and something as significant as a tire change with everything they went through, then you find the better drivers and teams in this series. It gives them, when you don't have a lot of time in particular to work on things, you find those coming to the forefront, and so I think that takes over a little bit more than anything else. We've got a nice wide racetrack, but certainly a lot of racing going on.
Test better on the bottom behind you. No, what you want me to do? It's loose on the bottom, it's loose on the top. Faster on the bottom. All right, the leader's getting smaller. Should I just sit here and ride on the bottom and finish second, or what?
Get a little testy, too. Get a little frustrated with that car.
But after we crossed about 32 laps of that run, look, he's starting to eat into the interval a little bit. He got hung up in traffic for a lap, which is why on that 206 it moved back up a little bit. But for a period of time, Kevin is beginning to be incrementally faster than Kyle Busch. It's not a bunch, though.
I think Kevin's just frustrated with the car that's driving better than it is, and he's really searching around. Like you said, he's not going to be satisfied running second, so he's not going to ride the bottom and just lose time to the 54. He's going to try something. He is back to the bottom now.
He runs these races, and it's about collecting trophies, and they don't give any out for second place. Doesn't make him very happy.
About a tenth and a half quicker that lap than Kyle Busch.
This level of sport isn't one where everybody gets a trophy?
No, I know that happens along the way. Don't understand it.
Not here.
Not here for sure.
So just the one trophy available tonight for the race winner here in Richmond. Kevin Harvick is a little bit faster than Kyle Busch these last couple of laps. Tomorrow night, here at Richmond International Raceway, the last race to decide who makes the chase. Our NASCAR Sprint Cup Series telecast presented by AutoZone is on ABC, starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Who's it going to be? Will Greg Biffle get the final spot? Will one of those 19